What's up, Bills Mafia? What did we learn from the Buffalo Bills' loss to the New England Patriots this past Sunday? Well, changes need to be made. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
This is PZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Well, Bills Mafia, what did we learn from the 29-25 loss to the New England Patriots this past Sunday? What we learned is the Buffalo Bills are in a lot of trouble and changes need to be made. And if they're not, this team is not going anywhere this season. And changes, what I mean by changes is one, Ken Dorsey and his play calling, and two, we need to look outside and get a possible trade or two. Bring some players in here that can move the needle, because right now, the players that needed to step up for the players that we lost are not doing that, and it's super concerning. And you can see it on the field. Their play is affecting this team. But hey, guys, will Brandon Beane make a trade? Very doubtful, because he just does not trade. He does not trade for players. And I think that's going to be his downfall. Looking back at this McBean era, when they eventually do leave the Buffalo Bills, there's going to be a lot of what ifs. What if Brandon Beane made that trade for so-and-so? Would the Buffalo Bills have gone to the Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl? The fact that he just sits back and does nothing when other teams are, doing something to improve their teams. The best teams always are acquiring players. They're always doing something, doing trades, picking up a key free agent. They're always in the mix. It seems like the Buffalo Bills are never in the mix. And it's really disappointing. And don't talk to me about salary cap, because it could be done. Listen, if a GM wants a player, even if they're under the cap or at the cap, whatever, they can make it happen. There's always a way. Do not get fooled by the salary cap crap. And man, today, guys, I'm gonna tell you how I'll tell you how I'm feeling today.
Serenity now! Serenity now!
Serenity now! Yo, for real. Like, honestly, like that's so me right now. So anyways, guys, let's get to this article. Once again, shout out to Bills Wire for creating this article. So first up, the Bills struggled once again against an inferior opponent. Story of us, man. The Bills had issues last week getting an upper hand on those woeful New York Giants. That trend continued this week as Buffalo struggled with consistency against New England. The Bills could not do anything to match the Patriots' passing attack. Buffalo's defensive line was neutralized by Mac Jones' ability to get the ball out of his hands quickly. On the flip side, the Bills' offensive line had its fits handling the Patriots' interior pass rush. There's something that's not aligning with the game plan for Buffalo. The offensive weapons were largely held quiet. There's a lot of blame to go around after a loss such as this. Buffalo's play callers withered when they needed to make substantial adjustments in the game. The decision-making is far from what is necessary for a team that expects to make a deep run through the playoffs. I agree, man. And that starts with, let's be real, starts with the head coach, starts with Sean McDermott, who took on a role this season as defensive coordinator and head coach. So he's juggling both. And I did a video to start the season. I was concerned. I wasn't going to lie. I was concerned for Sean McDermott because I wanted, I was wondering or just really concerned if he could do both and still manage, the team the right way, still be a head coach for both sides of the ball, offense and defense, right? To be involved with both sides of the ball. And clearly he's not, because look at last season. For as bad as you guys thought Ken Dorsey was last season, we were a 13-3 team. The offense never struggled out the gate like this. We beat the teams we were supposed to beat. This season, we're 4-3, guys, and we're losing to teams we shouldn't be losing to. And we're barely winning against teams we should be destroying, like the Giants. Unacceptable. This wasn't like that last year. And we had the same amount as injuries as last year, guys. So I don't want to hear about that. We have a better offensive line this year. We have more weapons for Josh Allen this year. I feel like we have a better team, a better roster than we did last season. So how the hell are we losing? How are we 4-3? How is our offense stalling? We weren't this bad last season. So this all goes back to Sean McDermott. There's a problem. I'm telling you guys, there is a problem here. And it starts with the head coach. And then it goes to Ken Dorsey right after that. Because Ken Dorsey, for as much as I wanted him to work out, for as much as I said, Bills Mafia, man, you're being a little bit too tough on this guy. Calm down. Pump the brakes. Let this guy, get his first season in. I'm sure by year 2, he's going to, we're going to provide more, Bean's going to provide more talent on the offensive side of things, help him out, which he did. Drafted Dalton Kincaid first round, got an offensive line, a hell of an offensive lineman in the round 2, Osiris Torrance. He went out and got other offensive line, younger offensive line. He went out and got speed for you and Hardy and Sherfield. And yet, this is what you give us. We are now going into week 8. And this is what you give us. We're a 4-3 football team that has no identity on offense, that has scored 10 points in the first half in the last 3 games combined. That's terrible. That's unacceptable. Against the Jaguars, the Giants, and the Patriots. Are you kidding me right now? Like, that's a fireable thing, man. And he's not going to get fired. By the way, I'm not calling for Ken Dorsey to get fired because I think that would be a mistake. Mid-season, you can't do that. But what I would like to see is a split OC role moving forward. But Sean McDermott won't do that. He won't do that because he's stubborn. He's stubborn like Brandon Beane is stubborn with trading players, for trading for players. He doesn't want to give up his draft capital. And McDermott likes his guys, right? He likes Dotson. Pulled out Dorian Williams so fast, by the way, yesterday. What the hell did Dotson do any better? Dotson was terrible. It makes 0 sense. Makes 0 sense. Dane Jackson, terrible. You didn't pull him. You didn't put Kyrie Elam back in. Like I'm telling you, man, these coaches, Brandon Beane's stubbornness, and I love Brandon Beane. I love what Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane's done for the Buffalo Bills, guys. I do. I really do. And I'm honestly, when the day they leave, I'm gonna applaud them for what they did here, because we all know it. If you've been a Buffalo Bills fan, since it's, let's say the 2000s. I've been a fan since 89, but let's say you jumped on board, you're young, you jumped on board in 2000s. And you watch that terrible drought we had. Terrible coaching, terrible GMs came through here. And this has been great. This has been a team that could be competitive, can be a contender. But this season, and really the last 2 are starting to take its toll. And it's starting to show on the field. It's getting worse and worse, man. It seems like. And I don't know, man. I think McDermott doing this split thing with play calling, defensive play caller, and head coach may be a mistake, because he's really not concentrating on the total team, and that's really offensive side of things as well. I know he's not an offensive head coach, but It just seems like this year compared to last, it's really odd, man, considering we have a better team, I feel like this year, and we're struggling like this. It makes no sense. All right, next up. The offense isn't dynamic enough. Yeah, you think? This is not the Buffalo's offense that many were expecting. After exploiting for 48 points in a win against Miami in week 4, the Bills' offense has totaled only 59 points over the past 3 weeks. With Buffalo's defense hanging on by a thread with several injuries, it's the Bills' offense that's supposed to buoy the team. It's just not happening. Josh Allen threw an interception on Buffalo's first offensive play. The Bills were down 10 points before their offense could put together something that looked like a substantial drive. It doesn't take an expert to see that Buffalo's offense looks disjointed. It appears that the unit, whether it's the players or the coaching, doesn't know how to make the best decision at the moment. Sure, there were instances where players made plays out of nothing, but that's not a substantial philosophy moving forward. I agree. This offense looks like to me. It's like backyard football, man. It is. It's just like everybody just go out there and run, and Josh Allen will look for you, and if he sees you open, he'll hit you. It just seems like there's no game plan, and obviously there is a game plan. I'm just, just talking a little bit of trash, but that's what it seems like to me. And I gotta say too, when the Giants players said last week that what they saw on film is exactly what they got from the Buffalo Bills offense, that tells you all you need to know. That tells you that defensive coordinators are looking at the film of Ken Dorsey's offense and going, okay, they do nothing different week in, week out. Here's what we need to do, because there's going to be no in-game adjustments. Here's what they like to do. Here's what they do best, and here's what they struggle in. And they're not going to switch it up. And they're going to continue to do the same plays. Their game plan is the exact game plan from last week to this week. It doesn't make a difference. There is no change. And good DCs are now figuring that out, or have figured that out. And now I think even the bad DCs, even the bad teams are watching film and saying, hey, that Bills offense, there's nothing to it. There is nothing to it. Here it is, guys. All you got to do is watch this, and you're going to figure it out real quick when you're out there on the field against the Buffalo Bills offense. They do nothing. There's no creativity in that play calling. They're a very basic team. And that's what you get every Sunday, it seems like, from this Buffalo Bills offense. Very basic. And defensive coordinators are totally reading that. There's nothing to this team. By the way, how the fuck do we not know how to do a screen pass? All the years. By the way, this is not just a Ken Dorsey thing. Brian Daboll did not know how to do a screen pass either. Did not know how to get the team to do a screen pass. Every team in the NFL does some screen passes but us. We don't know how to defend them, and we don't know how to do them. It's craziness to me. And that goes on Sean McDermott as well. Bro, what are you doing, man? You're the head coach. You don't see that other teams around NFL execute that play? And you can't get with your coordinators and say, hey, what's going on here? Why can't we execute a simple screen pass and figure that out? I don't know. I don't know. It's so frustrating, guys. The Bills struggle at the line of scrimmage big time. The Bills struggled in the trenches throughout the game. The Bills defense is missing several key pieces, and it shows. In particular, Buffalo's defense floundered without Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones in the interior of the line. There was no semblance of consistent pass rush on Mac Jones. Jones rapidly identified the best receiving option and distributed his pass with efficiency. Safety Jordan Poyer was the only Bill to record a sack today. On the flip side, Buffalo's offensive line had massive trouble thwarting the New England pass rush. It was borderline comical at times, as Allen was forced to flee a consistently collapsing pocket. The Patriots' best pass rusher, Matt Judon, was out with an injury. New England's game plan still put a massive amount of heat on Allen. Yeah, I was so disappointed in the O-line today or yesterday. I feel like this O-line is our best O-line we've had in a while. And, um, I feel like the run blocking was good yesterday, but the pass protection was terrible. Listen, Allen was on either Allen was getting sacked or Allen was on the ground most of the game or just, running for his life. And that pocket collapsed most of the game. Unacceptable. Deion Dawkins, you're a Pro Bowl left tackle, and you're getting beat like that. Mitch Morse was getting blown up. Osiris Torrance, who I love, was not playing good either. McGovern was not playing good. Spencer Brown was okay. Believe it or not, I mean, Spencer Brown probably played the best yesterday. And that's not saying much. Terrible. You got to give your quarterback more time in the pocket to go through his reads. As far as the defense goes, yeah, no Ed Oliver. But what happened, Jordan Phillips? What's going on there, bud? I love you, dude, but you got to show up. Puna Ford, man, what happened? Tim Settle, you've been nowhere. It's just like this line cannot get home. One sack by Jordan Poyer, unacceptable. Unacceptable. No Leonard Floyd, quiet. AJ Epinesa, pretty quiet. Von Miller, quiet, because he's going to be for a while. If you guys think Von Miller is going to be the Von Miller before the injury, this quick back, you're wrong. He's not going to be the Von Miller we know until probably late in the season. And hopefully by then it's not too late for this team. Oh, man. All right, next up. At least Dalton Kincaid looks solid. Yeah, the one bright spot, pretty much. Kincaid was probably the lone highlight from today's game for the Bills. He led the Bills with 8 catches for 75 yards. Buffalo's offensive coordinator, Ken Dorsey, refuses to call plays, which will get Kincaid downfield. Still, the rookie did a nice job at reeling in all 8 of his targets and at least making something happen after the catch. 4 of his receptions helped move the chains for the Bills. It will be interesting to see if this is a harbinger of bigger things to come for the Utah product. He is challenging Gabe Davis for being the second best receiving option for Buffalo. If that's the case, then some things needs to change for this offense to thrive. I agree in a way, but he's still a tight end, / wide receiver hybrid. He's not your number 2. Not right now. Maybe in the future, but not right now. And I also agree with having Kincaid go a little bit deeper on his routes. Like his route tree is so basic and short. Everything's short underneath. Kincaid ran deep routes in Utah. He had a much better route tree in Utah, and yet Dorsey can't figure out a role or how to use him correctly in this offense. He's a good player. He has really good hands. Unlike our $14 million tight end, Dawson Knox, who's getting paid top 10 tight end money and who's dropping passes left and right in key moments, dropping passes. It's unexcusable, man. It's crazy to me that we paid him that much money and he's playing like he's a rookie tight end that we drafted in the 7th round. Like I expect that from Quentin Morris or Tommy Sweeney when he was here to drop a pass like that. Not from a guy you're paying top 10 tight end money. $14 million. Come on, man. You got to be better than that, bro. It's a shame, man. It really is. It really upsets me. And Gabe Davis, who, by the way, I have another player who I stuck up for. And I said, y'all being too rough on my man, Gabe Davis. Good dude's a good wide receiver, man. He could be a solid wide receiver number 2, right, in this league. He's proven me wrong, man. He's proven me wrong. 6 yards yesterday. Come on, man. One reception. He can't get open. He ain't breaking free. No one's getting open for Josh Allen except for Stephon Diggs and Dalton Kincaid, it seems like. James Cook, but he ain't a receiver, running back. But I'm just saying, like, ain't nobody doing their job, it seems like. Could that go back to the play calling? It's possible. It very is possible to the scheme or whatever Ken Dorsey's having these guys do out there. It's possible, but no, man, we need help. We need help. Josh needs better help than that. What he's getting from these guys, no doubt about it. Next up, it's a troubling trend. This is the third consecutive game in which Buffalo has looked out of sorts. They cannot blame jet lag on this one, though. There is a troubling trend occurring for Buffalo. They are making far too many mistakes. They cannot overcome all of the self-imposed problems on the field. It started from the offensive play. Allen is picked off by Jabril Peppers, and the Bills are starting from behind. In addition to Buffalo's slow offensive start, the Bills' defense cannot keep the Patriots from getting on the board early. Follow that up with a Tyler Bass miss, a touchdown wipe off the board by a penalty, additional unfortunate penalties and drop passes, and that is the recipe for disaster was coming together 100%. Even through all of this, the Bills took the lead late in the fourth quarter. However, when they needed a defensive play, it didn't happen. Ramondre Stevenson took a screen pass 34 yards into Buffalo's territory. This put pressure on the Bills' defense, and they cannot hold out long enough. At the very least, the Patriots were in field goal range with enough time to challenge for the lead. Yeah, and listen, as bad as the offense was yesterday, they still put up enough points to give the defense to still win that game, right? They came back in the fourth quarter. A little bit too late, but they did their job as far as getting the defense a lead and putting it on the defense shoulders to end the game, right? And they had under 2 minutes, 75 yards to drive, New England, and the Bills defense could not get a stop. Big chunk plays right away for the Patriots down the field. And this was all on McDermott. This is McDermott's defense, right? Here was your moment, bud. This is McDermott's moment right now. Your defense can win the game right here. You stop them, that's it. Game over. Ugly win. Whatever. We'll take it. And that did not happen. Patriots drove right down the field, scored a touchdown, and won the game. On a McDermott's aggressive style defense. Grant you, we were missing players. I get it. But still no excuse. This is a 1-5 team you're going against. A team that's averaging 12 points a game. 12 points a game. It's crazy to me. We gave up the Patriots scored the most points this season against this Buffalo Bills defense that's supposed to be, one of the best defenses, right? Sean McDermott's aggressive style defense. I understand we're missing people. Still no excuse. So are the Patriots. And the Patriots are a bad team even when they're not missing people. What's our excuse? Stop it. We still have Gregory Rousseau in there. We still have Leonard Floyd in there. Still have Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde. Come on, man. Stop with the excuses. Things aren't right in Buffalo right now. And it starts with who leads the team. That's the head coach. And then obviously the rest of the coaching staff. And the players are guilty too. Josh Allen did not have his best game. I didn't think he played terrible yesterday, but he definitely didn't have his best game. Throwing an interception on his very first play. Putting the team in a hole just like that, the offense. Unacceptable. You can't do that. Playing down like that 10-0 already. That quick to the Patriots. Are you kidding me? And I'll go back to Brandon Beane, man, and his stubbornness. We got what, 8 days till the trade deadline, which is October 31st at 4 p.m. There's players out there that are on the block. And there's some guys out there that can move the needle for this team. Will he do it? Like I said, I doubt it. Should he do it? Fuck yeah, he should. And he should do multiple trades. You got 10 draft picks, bro. 10. It's okay to lose some draft picks, man. It's okay. You know what? I'd rather you roll the dice. And if it doesn't work out, I'll say, hey, at least you tried. At least you You felt like that was the best move instead of just sitting on your ass saying we're good. I believe in Dotson. I believe in Dane Jackson. I believe in Gabe Davis. I believe in our practice squad guys. Oh, we picked up Josh Norman. We'll be all right. It's a joke. I mean, he has to take a chance once in a while. If he really truly believes in this team and thinks this team is just a player or two away from getting, to a potential Super Bowl, that we need like to fill some holes. And if we do that, it's very possible that this team gets back on track and could actually be a contender again. Then you got to make those decisions. You got to roll the dice. Like I said, the best teams out there always are making moves. Always trying to better their team. We don't do that. We do not do that here. We go cheap and old and cheap. That's who we pick up. Josh Normans, AJ Klein. All these old dudes that have nothing left in the tank. I thought he had a good offseason. I do. I thought he went younger on the offensive line. I give him credit for that. I thought his draft was pretty good. I like the draft. But no trades. When he had an opportunity to bring D-Hop in, he refused. And I get it. Maybe D-Hop a little overpaid at that time, but he had an opportunity to do a trade. Didn't do it. Could have probably restructured the contract at that time. Didn't do it. Once D-Hop got released, it was a wrap. Then D-Hop's going to, of course, D-Hop wants the most. But he could have worked something out when he did the trade and did some kind of, negotiated his contract with him. I'm sure he would have worked it out. I'm sure it could have happened, guys. But there's always trades to be made. Look at the guys going around getting traded for 5th and 6th round picks that could help your team. Doesn't do it, man. Look at Gregory, right? Just got traded. For what? A 6th round pick? I would have done that in a heartbeat. We don't do that stuff. We want to stockpile draft picks for what I don't know. It's frustrating, guys. I really hope that Brandon Beane is finally seeing the light here and understands that this team needs help. And I also really hope that McDermott starts to open his eyes as well and go, yo, this team's not right. Maybe I need to have Washington call the defensive plays and let me get back to head coaching and figure this shit out. Because the team's unraveling in front of you, bro. And you're not paying attention because you're too busy handling too many things at once. Defense, right? You're in your defensive playbook. You're not really understanding what's going on with the offense right now, that it's looking like shit till after the game and it's way too late. I need McDermott back to being a head coach. Let somebody else, like I said, let Washington call the defensive players, whoever. I don't give a shit. Like it's not working, bro. You still could be involved with the defense, but you need to be back to being our head coach. And then as far as Ken Dorsey goes, I'm not saying fire him, but I would love to see a split OC thing, a split OC role with Brady or Shula. What do you got to lose at this point? He needs help. Ken Dorsey needs help. Clearly, he needs help. We're going week 8. And it's the same shit week after week after week after week. You think it's going to change? Like it's going to click? You think the light bulb's going to finally come on now? It's not, guys. This is it. This is what you see. What you see is what you get. There's going to be no change in Ken Dorsey's philosophy and his game planning. Nothing. You need somebody else up there helping him out. You need somebody else, to work that he needs to work with, that they could bounce ideas from, that could change, do different plays, do something, get more creative, anything. At this point, what is it going to hurt? But he won't do it. He won't do it. It's so frustrating, guys. It really is, because I feel like we have a good team. I do believe that. Do we need some help? Yeah, I think we do. We need a solid wide receiver number 2. There's no doubt about that. Do we need help on the defensive side of the ball? Yeah. I told you guys last week, I am super concerned with the corners. Dane Jackson's listen, he's okay, but he's lacks speed, and same with Christian Benford. I like him, but he lacks speed as well, and he gets beat. He gets beat often, and so does Kyer. He gets beat often. And he doesn't make a play on the ball when he gets back into the play. Benford, on the other hand, when he gets back in the play, usually he does make a play on the ball. But yesterday he didn't. He didn't yesterday. So yeah, we need help. I think if Bean does some trades, I hope that it's multiple trades. I hope he does trades for both sides of the ball, offense and defense. We need clearly we need help. Like I said, on offense with the wide receiver position, and I would love for him to get a corner in here or a linebacker as well. Maybe even a defensive tackle while Daquan's out, because who knows if Daquan will even be back this year. They're saying it's possible playoff return. I want to give your hopes up. I don't think that's going to happen. So, anyways, guys, Bills Mafia will be on tonight at 9:30, previewing the Tampa Bay game. So you don't want to miss that. Bills Mafia, I love you, and as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.